Always be there for the people who love you most. Always be there for, like the real ones, the real people that would always be there for you. You can't take these people for granted because nowadays they're so hard to find. So you got to make sure that you cherish and you appreciate these people, whether it's your family, the real friends you have in your life, or if you're blessed enough to have a significant other who is real to you, then make sure you never take them for granted. Always appreciate them. And I feel like nowadays people are scared to show genuine love or appreciation for anybody anymore, because nowadays it's all about, me, me, me. It's all about me, 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 me. It's never about anybody else. So in return to that, we take people for granted because things like social media will tell us to do things or use these manipulative tactics against people to make them like us. And my thing is to use, like, instead of asking what these like influence social media gurus are going to tell you what to do and how to treat, loved ones or especially significant others. That's the main thing with like guys. They'll tell you, oh, this is how you need to treat your woman because if you don't do this, then she's going to run away or she's going to lose interest or she's going to cheat on you. And it's all bullshit at the end of the day, because if she is a real one, she's going to love you for you. And I know that sounds kind of corny, but just hear me out. So for me, I believe in God. And when these like social media gurus pop up, I always ask myself, I'll be like, is this something that God would actually approve of? Or is this just some bullshit that somebody's spewing out of their mouth again? Like the big one you hear is like, you need to create distance with, significant others. Otherwise, you'll be too available and then they're going to lose interest. The woman's going to walk away from you. And it's like I understand if you're up her ass all day, every minute, every second of the day, then yes, it is going to get tiring, right? You have to have a little bit of a boundary. Even married couples have a little bit of a boundary where they're not up each other's ass every second of the day. But if that's not you and you're taking this advice, then you might go to the point where you don't even talk to them for like once a week. And then the next thing you know, you're not talking to them for like once every 2 weeks, and then once every 3 weeks, and then once every month, because you're falling into this bullshit of you need to create space to keep them around, and that's just like, it's just a manipulative tactic, and it's just to keep stringing people along. It's like, you either love the person or you don't. You like them or you don't. So if you like them or you love them, then treat it that way. Don't take advantage of it. If you got to remember, you're only doing this because you're scared of losing the person. So you're trying to figure every little tactic, every little manipulative way to keep these people around. I'm telling you, if you're doing this and you're so scared to just be yourself and just love these people, you're gonna be miserable. And I say that because it's the truth. Like, think about that. If you were with this person for the rest of your life and you listen to what these social media gurus tell you, and you never loved them how you actually wanted to love them, and you followed everything they said, so you would, create distance, you would leave them undelivered for 12 hours a day and then respond with one word, seem disinterested, and then you follow all these tactics to keep them. Even if they did stick around, that relationship would be so dead. It would be so just boring and lame. And it's like, do you really want that shit in your life? You can it's simple. Either be yourself or you don't. If you don't, it's going to end. And I'm telling you, if you're not yourself around the person that you want to be your significant other or whatever, and you put on this mask and you cover up who you are from the very beginning, that relationship ain't going to work, because they're going to fall in love with a false character. And even if they fall for like your tactics, once again, they're going to fall in love with a false character of you. They're not falling in love with the real you. So when eventually that mask comes off and they realize who you really are, they're going to feel like they were, lied to. They're going to feel like they were lied to and that you did everything out of fear. And then they're ultimately just going to lose interest in you, because you spent all that time, instead of actually just being you and showing them who you are, you were so unconfident in yourself and so dishonest that you wanted to put a whole mask on and string them in through all these little tactics that social media tells you to do just to get what you want. And I'm telling you, do not fall into that shit, because it doesn't fulfill you whatsoever. Even if, like I said, even if they do fall for the tactics, even if they do stick around because you're creating a bunch of space that's unneeded, you don't communicate well or anything like that to keep them, interested. It's like, bro, if you do that, I mean, go for it if that's really what you think works. But I'm telling you, it's bullshit. Like if you have to sit here and the only way you can create relationships is to use these tactics of manipulation to keep them around, it's like, I don't know what you're doing. You're wasting your time. You might as well just be alone, because at that point, at least you can focus on yourself to the max. If that's all it's about, if it's all about you, then what's the point in even starting relationships with other people? I don't get it. Like, if you're gonna do all this extra work to just manipulate them into staying, and you're not actually gonna be yourself, you're just holding yourself back as well. Because now you have to think of, oh, let me see what social media says today to see what I should do next. Let me be someone else entirely different, and waste my time on creating this false character than just saving my time, being myself, because I know who I am, and I'll show them that. But no, instead I'll waste my time, I'll waste their time, I'll manipulate them, that way they stay, and it's just like, you got to understand why you're doing these tactics in the first place. The only reason you're doing them is that, like I said, it's out of fear. It's not out of love. It's not because you love them. I mean, sure, you might actually love them, but the reason you're doing these tactics is because you're scared of losing them. And that is not how you build relationships, even in friends. Like, you'll see it in friends too. Like, people will be scared to be themselves around their friends because they don't want to lose them. So they'll create this false sense of character, and they'll use the same, maybe similar tactics as these relationship people on social media will tell you to do. And guess what? It never ends. I mean, people have done it to me. People have done this to me too. Like, they'll use these tactics of, they won't tell me what they actually like to do. They won't be themselves around me. And then when I find out, I'll try my hardest to have them lift the mask off. But if they ultimately don't, there's only so much of that shit I can put up with. And it's the same thing with anybody else. There's only so much people can take until they're done. So, yeah, sure, the tactics might work in the beginning, but the moment that they see through that and they see that you're not being yourself, I don't care if it's a friendly relationship or if it is romantic or whatever, people are not going to want to be around you. It's as simple as that. Because people, eventually, they're going to see through the bullshit. I think people are actually really smart, if you compare to, like, other animals and shit. But then they're, like, able to see through that stuff. But it's like, yeah, you'll win in the beginning. Sure, it might work. Sure, you creating space or whatever is going to work. But like I said, if that's all you're doing to keep them around and it's working in the beginning, eventually it's going to end. And it's not going to end well either. You're just going to waste your time. So don't waste your time. Don't waste other people's time. Just be yourself. I know it sounds cliche, and most people won't even say that anymore. Instead, people tell you, like, I seen a clip from this one guy. I don't even know who, I don't remember who it was. But it was a YouTube short or like a TikTok or whatever. And this dude was talking about people who like anime. He said that you shouldn't go on dates talking about how you like watching anime. And for me, I think that's like bullshit. Like, I don't watch anime. I really don't. I'm not into that. But for the people who are, it's like you're cutting out a piece of who you are, and you're attracting the wrong people. You can either attract the people that are going to want you for you, or you can attract the people who are going to want you for your fake self. And the people who want you for your fake self are going to force you to put on that mask all the time, which ultimately, you're wasting your own time, and you're wasting theirs too. Just be yourself in the beginning. And ultimately, like, when you talk about this stuff, like, say you're on a first date, yes, if you talk about anime the whole time, are they going to think you're interesting? Probably not. But you could still talk about how you like watching that stuff. The simple, do you like watching movies? Or what kind of TV shows do you watch? And they'll answer and they'll ask you back, and you say anime. Simple as that. You got your point across, they know you like that stuff, and then you move on to the next thing, and you learn about each other even more. But when you're holding yourself back from the very beginning of who you really are, it's like, I don't know, man. It's just not for me. I think it's so stupid, and I think you're just wasting your time. And when you do everything out of fear, you're not going to get far. Like, I mean, sometimes, I'm not going to lie, doing stuff out of fear, I mean, I guess it could be good, but it's not, what I'm talking about is not really out of fear. It's more of facing your fears. That's what you should switch your mindset to. Don't do things out of fear. Do them to fight against the fear, to face your fears. That's what you should be doing it. So, like, if, for example, if you are somebody who is scared of being yourself, instead of doing it out of fear and putting this face mask on because of it, face it and be yourself and be outgoing and do what you want to do. Say what you want to say. And that's a better mindset than, oh yeah, I'm going to do this because I'm afraid of losing her. Do the opposite. Be like, you know what? Instead of creating this like space with me and her, this unnecessary miscommunication that I'm doing on purpose, instead of doing that, maybe I should just simply be myself and love her because I love her. Instead of, oh, let me just create space so that I can make her think that, you know, I don't like her as much and all this and that. And it's just like, dude, you can either love them or you don't. Like, you can't choose both. Don't be a dickhead. Don't manipulate. It's you think you're just wasting their time, but you're really not. You're wasting your own as well. Just be yourself from the beginning. Allow it to flourish and grow. And if it doesn't work out, then that person wasn't meant for you. But I'm telling you right now, if that person is meant for you, you need to be yourself to be able to figure out if that person is meant for you. You won't even realize it until you actually be yourself. It literally is as simple as that. You want to sit here and talk about how you want the one, but yet you're putting on a mask every 5 seconds. So how are you gonna be able to find the one if you can't even be yourself? Like, it's that simple. But no, I ask myself this too. Like, when I go on social media, I see these dudes talking about, you want to create space, you want to do this, you want to do that. Don't text back too fast. You know that's gonna come off unattractive. And it's like, then I don't want the girl in the first place. You know, why would I want to get with a girl who I can't even text her? Like, I can't even just normally, like, if she reaches out to me and I have the feeling that, oh, I have to wait 3 hours before I respond. I'm sorry, but I'm not going to sit here and waste my time like that. If I'm available, I will answer. If I'm not, I won't. Or if I'm not available, I'll simply say, hey, I'm busy. I'll respond later. There you go. Not let me waste my own time and wait 3 hours so that it creates interest. Like, you're either busy or you're not. There is no in between. If you have to fake being busy, then figure out what you need to do with your own life. Like, I don't know where this whole idea of faking of being occupied or whatever came from, but it is the dumbest shit I've ever seen. It is so stupid. And then this is what I'm saying. This whole video that I'm making is about always being there for the people you love. You're not being there for the people you love when you do that stupid shit. When you play these stupid mind games, you are not being there for the people who really love you. You're just taking them for granted. That's all you're doing. Like, it's so stupid. And the reason I'm getting, like, you know, a little heated about it is because it happens to me all the time, you know? And then when it does happen to me, I'm not going to lie. I had that feeling of, you know, if they're not going to respond to me, then why the hell should I respond to them, you know? But if I were you, I would not do that. Be the better person, you know. I know it's easier said than done, but if you can, try your best to be the better person. I mean, but back to what I was saying, like, in a romantic relationship, don't take this advice from these gurus that think they know everything. I mean, I'm telling you, sure, it works, but in the end, like, if that's what you're going to do for the rest of your life, you got to think of it like that. If you're looking for a long-term friendship or, you know, a romantic relationship, if you're looking for something long-term, and think about what your life would be like if you play these games for the rest of your life. You know how miserable you'd be on the inside because you're always hiding who you really are. You're always stopping yourself from feeling what you actually want to feel. It's so lame. Like, just thinking of that, like, oh, I'm going to have a mask on my face for the rest of my life with this person because I'm so scared of losing them. You know, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm just delusional. Maybe I just don't understand how women are. But in my own opinion, treat others how you want to be treated. And I don't want to be treated with these stupid tactics of manipulation and, you know, trying to keep me there. It's either like you treat me well, I'll stay. If you don't, I'm out. Like, I have enough self-respect to walk away. But if that person is able, if that person is willing to, you know, be themselves around me, that's like probably one of the most attractive things ever. Because, like, all right, they're letting their guard down. I can be myself as well. Or I'll be myself And that maybe will tell them, hey, I can be myself as well. But don't, just for whatever you do, just do not do these stupid tactics. I'm telling you, you're just going to waste your time. Because because think about it, if you do these tactics and it works, do you really think that the person for you are they really going to fall for that? Or are they really liking you for you? Or are they liking you for the person you're faking to be? So I say right out the gate, I mean, obviously, when you first meet somebody or you're on a first date, you're going to have a little bit of professionalism to you. I'm not saying you're going to be able to come out here and make the jokes you make with the friends you've known for 10 years, but I am saying you got to be yourself still. Be a little bit more professional. Obviously, that's natural, but still be yourself. It's all about how you word stuff. That's really all it is. But whatever you do, though, just if you believe in God, and I really hope you do, the question I ask myself is when I see these videos and they're like, this is what you should do, this is what you should do, I just ask myself, is that something that God would want me to do? Is that a way that God would want me to treat people? And if the answer is no, then I'm not doing that. And that's what I'm saying. So like with these tactics of you need to create unnecessary space to hold attraction, would God want me to do that? Would God want me to manipulate a woman like that or manipulate a friend like that? And then always keep him on the leash, always keep him right at the perfect distance. And then when I answer, they'll be right on it. They'll be so close to me because I answered after keeping him on for like 2 days. Would God want that for me? Would he want me to treat people like that? I'm telling you right now, the answer is no. I'm not God. I don't know what he thinks or wants, but I'm telling you, he would not want that. No, he wouldn't want you to manipulate people to get them to like you. Like, it's as simple as that. So just make sure you're always there for the people that love you most. And I know I'm making this more about romantic relations, but I'm just doing that because nowadays that's the biggest issue. Everybody knows, keep the real friends around you, treat them well. Keep the real family around you, treat them well. But for some reason, the romantic relationships, it's just completely falling apart nowadays. People have this illusion that no good women or no good men exist anymore, and it's all just a made up. They act like it's a fairy tale, and it's like it's not. There are good women out there. There are good guys out there. If you seriously think you're the only good person out there, you need to open up your mind to new people. Like, you're delusional if you sit there and think that you're the only good person that's alive on this planet. Like, seriously. Think about it. The amount of people that live on Earth, and you are the only one that's a good person, okay. You are insane. That's all I gotta say. So when you see videos online of them telling you that there's no good women, there's no good women that exist, or you see the girls saying there's no good guys that exist anymore, they're out there for your body, or women are only out there for your money, and there's no good people, and just scroll and don't waste your time, because there is good people out there. When the right one does come by, and I know it sounds, like a big old fairy tale, and I get it, but you just gotta trust the process. Work on yourself. The right person will come along when it's needed, right? Keep talking to God, keep praying, and when you see these videos, just ask yourself, and even if you are atheist, right, you probably understand the idea, or you understand God, right? You understand what he stands for. So even if you are an atheist and you don't believe in him whatsoever, still think to yourself, what would, this perfect being, this sinless being, how would he want me to treat people? And even if you're an atheist, you can still be a good person. Just because you're an atheist, it does not mean that you're a terrible piece of shit. That's not what that means. So even if you are an atheist, ask yourself, what would God want me to treat people in this way, right? Would he want me to manipulate a woman to get her to like me? And deep down the answer is no. So be yourself. And if they're showing appreciation for you, show it back. And if they don't and they're disrespecting you, you need to have enough self-respect to walk away. But whatever you do not fall for the games. Have some self-respect. Love when you love. When you love somebody, do not hold back from that. Commit to it fully. Obviously, you gotta understand there's boundaries for everybody. That's why you are open up communication. That's how you get that out. But make sure that you're always there for the people you love, you know, especially the ones that love you most. And sometimes you may not realize it, but in the romantic relationships too, sometimes those are the people that love you the most, and you take them for granted because you want to play these stupid tactics, and it's dumb. So don't listen to what these people have to say. I mean, yes, take it into consideration, and I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I do have good ideas, but majority of them, it's just manipulation. That's all it is. It's to manipulate because you're scared of losing them. That's all it's about. It's all about fear. I say instead of that, just face your fears. You're scared of loving people. You're scared of opening up yourself to it. Well, face your fears. You know, love like you need to. Love like you want to. Open up your heart to people, even if that means that it might get broken. Yeah, that is the harsh reality. That yes, there is always a chance. Doesn't matter who, even family. Even if you're really close with family, there's still a chance that your heart can get broken because you don't know what they could do. They could turn their back on you. Don't think that just because they're blood that means that, oh, you're safe from anything harm. No, it's like people act like it's only romantic relationships that are going to break your heart. Yeah, that is not true. It is friends as well. I mean, it's friends, it's any type of relationship. It does not matter. There will always be a chance your heart can get broke. So you need to understand that. Don't create this false hatred of that romantic relationships don't exist anymore. You know, that real women don't exist, or that real men don't exist. Do not recreate that false image in your head. Just ultimately, all this is really about is just being there for the people. And what I mean by that is be there. You know, be present. Always be there for them, especially when they need you most. Don't take them for granted. When they reach out to you and you have time, answer. Don't play this stupid game if you're going to wait 10 hours and then respond. Answer. Because you love them. Because they're there for you, you're there for them. Don't take them for granted by playing the stupid tactics. I don't care who the person is. Even if it is a romantic relationship, do not do that. Because if it's the real person for you, they are not going to fall out of love with you because you're showing love. Like, think about how delusional that sounds. They're going to lose love for you because you show love. So what do you expect them to want then? Or what do you expect them to want then? Do you want them to, like, want you to hate them? And that's somehow going to bring attraction to yourself? No. So just be yourself. Love. If you really love the person, then show it. Show appreciation. You really love your family? What do? You show love to your family. You really love your friends? What do? You show love to your friends. So what makes a romantic relationship anything different? You love your romantic partner? Show love, show appreciation. Be there for them like you would be with your friend, your family, or like how God is always with you, you know? But I just wanted to make this video because I came across a bunch of videos of these like social media people talking about you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do that if you want to, you know, keep the woman, you know, in your life, and you need to do this, and it's stupid shit, and it's so dumb. I'm gonna keep picking my nose. But I think you get my point. Be there for those people. They need you the most. They love you the most. They're there for you. Be there for them. Don't fall for the tactics. Don't let social media control you, because that's not good whatsoever. Find out who you are and be that person to the max. Don't let anybody stop you from being you. So always show love to people, especially the ones that are there for you most, especially the ones that love you most. And sometimes, even if they aren't there for you the most compared to other people, still show love like you would anybody else, because sometimes those are the people that need it the most. And I know a lot of the stuff I'm saying, you're like, oh, this guy's such a fucking cornball, you know, he's so corny, he's so this, he's so that. And it's like, I don't give a shit. I'm just telling the truth. I'm making these videos to help people open up and actually live life to the fullest and not be held back so much from fear. I make these videos to open people up. You know, love is like destroyed entirely nowadays, and I'm hoping that one day I could reach enough people to maybe convert it back to reality. I mean, I'm not saying I'm some special person or I'm some special being. I'm not. But there's always a chance for anything to happen. So I hope this video gets to the right people, and Always be there for the people there for you most. Always be there for people that need it too. You know, it doesn't need to be this game of, well, they're not there for me, so I'm not gonna be there for them. Sometimes those people need you most, and then sometimes out of that, even if they are enemies, I know it's crazy to sound, but even if they are enemies and you show love to those people when they need somebody there, sometimes those become your best friends and you don't even realize it. There's opportunities thrown at you every single day, so take it with a grain of salt. But I hope you get something out of this. I really do. And I think this is a perfect video to make because it's Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day to any moms that are out there. And, you know, appreciate your mother. She created you, and appreciate God as well. So, yeah, always be there for the people that love you most. Always be there for people in general. And be you. Don't fall for the manipulative tactics that are supposed to keep people around. If they're meant to be around, they'll stay. Sure, you're going to have a lot of problems. I don't care how good your relationship is. There will be many issues you'll come across. But the real love is when you're there for them even in those hard times. That is real. If you're the type of person you love them when the times are good and it's happy, but something bad happens in their life, or maybe they say something you don't like or do something you don't like and you leave, is that really real then? I mean, your mom might say something, you and your mom might get in an argument, but does that mean that you're going to walk out of her life because you don't agree with what she says? No. So don't treat anybody else like that. But show love, show appreciation. And as always, life isn't too short to make a change.